On today's show, we head to Winton Motor Raceway in northeastern Victoria as the Hi-Tec Drift Allstars Series returns to the heart of Kelly Country for round 3 of the season. Then we take a look at what's happening in the world of FIA-sanctioned motorsport with the latest episode of FIA Pure Motorsport. And later in the show, we head over to Belgium and the legendary Spa-Francorchamps circuit for round 3 of the FIM Sidecar World Championship. This is Speedweek.
G'day guys, and welcome here to Winton Motorsport Raceway, where we are here for Hi-Tec Drift Allstars Round 3. Beside me today is Matty Kavanagh. We've been here watching the action, mate. How have you found it so far?
Dan Mackey, it's been some intense qualifying here so far. The practice yesterday, the qualifying, we come back this morning, a little bit more practice. They're fine-tuning their art, and they're getting better and better each lap.
Yeah, it was interesting to see. Lots of practice yesterday, and then we had the pro qualifying, followed up by the Pro-Am qualifying. The guys did really well. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. But for now, we're going to get on to the championship points and just see how they're tracking. As we start off, we've got Pro-Am, mate. Pro-Am, we've got Brian Cruikshank leading. He's got a narrow 21-point lead over Sam Mudge, Matt Murphy, Jory Burkhoff, Jason Hendon, Nathan Ranson, and Bo Gagliani, and Nick Clippen in rounding out the top 8 there.
Yeah, look, the New South Welshman, Brian Cruikshank there, doing a fantastic job in that BMW. It's just really fine-tuned. I mean, no surprise that he is actually a chassis builder as his day job there, because the 1.5J in that is on song. We know he's got a new car coming as well.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. There's some new stuff in the pipeline from all over the place. We're looking forward to Brian stepping up to the pro category, mate. I believe you've got the pro points for us to run us through on those.
No surprise there. 2 from 2 so far. Brodie Mayer now leading the championship, coming out of the round number 2 at the Bend in South Australia. Matt Harvey, so the 2 Tasmanians there, 1 and 2. Then it goes down to Jason Ferrin, who's come out in that beautiful R31 wagon. James Abbott, a familiar name there in 4th position. Then goes Glenn Omerod in 5th. 6th is Moa Hawley. 7th, Dale Campaign, who's only done 1 round. So that's impressive. And Brendan O'Grady, Bog O'Grady there in the 8th spot.
Some have made it, some haven't made it. Qualifying earlier, we saw Joe Egan taking out the Pro-Am Championship. But with me today, we've got Dale Campaign, who, as you just said, has only done 1 round. He's already in the points in the top 8. Dale, pole for you today, top qualifier, mate. How was your runs?
Yeah, it felt really good. I think the main points I got was on my first run. We put down a semi-safe one, but still went pretty hard, and it was enough to get the first position. So, yeah, very happy with that.
And, mate, there's been a bit of fun and games for you in practice today as well. How's the car feeling? Obviously, great run yesterday to put it on pole, but you had a bit of an incident in practice this morning. Give us a bit of a rundown about what went down.
Yeah, we were trying to get into the battle zone and really start pushing hard, and we got a little bit too close and got a little bit stuck behind Aaron Jouar. And as he transitioned, it kind of sucked me out wide, and we went straight through a water barrier and did a fair bit of damage. But the crew did an amazing job to get it back together. The car's feeling good. We did a few runs after that with Shembry, and everything feels good. So, yeah, can't wait for the battles.
Awesome, mate. We look forward to seeing you out in the battles. You always battle really, really well, really, really strong. We're going to catch up now with Damien Cook and the championship leader, Brodie Mayer, down in the pits.
So we're down here with Brodie Mayer. Brodie, number 1 in the championship. What a season it's been. Over from Tasmania. But, mate, the car's not looking good. She's had a rough weekend. Bit battered and bruised around the sides. We saw you out last night with the string lines and trying to get her somewhere pretty underneath. How's the car and how are we looking?
Yeah, obviously yesterday didn't go to plan. Actually, pretty much everything that could have went wrong pretty much did. But all the guys come together, like massive thanks to all the drift community. We had parts coming from everywhere. And yeah, look, we squared the car up best we could. And now the car's doing really good. So hopefully we're in a pretty good spot for the battles today. We didn't qualify so well. We still had a few bent parts and issues and stuff going on. But look, I think we'll battle forward, hopefully.
Sure. So the mindset of someone on top of the championship, where do we go for today? Are we trying to conserve those points? Or are we set to kill?
Oh no, we're set to kill, 100%. I mean, it's a 5-round championship. You know, we went well on 2, but still, there's 5 rounds, so there's no point to start conserving now. So yeah, we'll be driving 110% today for sure.
Yeah, typical Brody style. We love it. Who's your first battle?
Up against James Abbott. So I don't know what's going on there because we'll verse each other like all 3 of the rounds. But yeah, he totally throws down, so it should be a good battle.
Yeah. Brilliant. No worries. Good luck, Brody, for the weekend and continue on this excellence in the championship.
Cheers, mate. Thanks.
Righto, sitting down here today with Patrick Barley, reasonably new to drifting, I guess, 21-year-old from the Northern Territory. Pat, tell us a little bit about how you got involved with the sport and why you wanted to come down the drifting avenue.
Yeah, so my introduction to drifting, I was actually sitting at Speedway, which was the motorsport of my previous choice. And yeah, I've seen the pro drifters come up to Darwin for the first time, and yeah, sitting on the fence there watching everyone. Just had to be a part of it. In 2014, back when I was 14 years old, decided to give it a crack.
And tell us a little bit about the car.
Yeah, so we decided to change things up a little bit from the old S13. And yeah, decided to pick a chassis that's still relatively current in the scheme of things. And you know, they're becoming the new Sylvia in America. We've seen over the last couple of months. So decided to put our own taste on it. We've got some odd engineering in there from our dirt track knowledge, and got to try something. The sport's not going to go anywhere if no one's trying new things.
Let's talk about this year. Bit of a rough start to this year. Still ironing some teething problems out, but showing some improvement. Definitely got the ability there. Just, you know, what's been going on? How's this season been going for you?
Yeah, I think because we radically changed the core foundation of the car and how things work. We went from a very known package to the opposite extreme. You know, we were putting quick ratio racks in it. We were changing up suspension. We were running different tire sizes to normal and just trying everything. And you know, we've found some things that have worked. There's other things that just need to be ironed out a little bit further just to give us that consistency and the smoothness.
Definitely expect to see you moving through the ranks and doing well in the future. Thanks, mate, for your time.
And as we have a look at the battle tree here for the Hi-Tec Allstars Pro Series, Dale Campaign will take on Mark McTernan. Benny Meir will take on Scott Shembry. Aaron Dewar against Flash Smith. Angus Kidd against Andreas Skevis, who's back here in the series. Matty Harvey up against Jamie Godfrey. Jason Ferrin against Patrick Barley. James Abbott will take on Brody Mayer, and Glenn Omeron will be taking on. In our first battle, Benny Meir will lead out over Scott Shembry. They're good friends, but when it comes to the racetrack, they are going to battle it out very fiercely as Benny Meir leads away in the LS-powered S14 and leaves a smoke screen there for Scott Shembry in the 350Z. And well, Scott Shembry's trying to hold on to this one as he leads away this time. He's going to have to try and open up a big gap on Benny Meir. Can he do it? The Hi-Tec Allstars 350 has been battling some issues over the last couple of rounds, but it's sounding a lot better here. And this one's going to be a close battle. It looks like Scott Shembry is just going to get the win over Benny Meir.
The chef is back. I watched that run. Benny turned it on. Yeah. Like, he really made you work for it. How'd you feel?
Yeah, good. Look, we're just trying to fight through the day. Obviously, the car's still got the misfire. Chasing's really hard because the more I'm on and off the throttle, the worse it gets. But yeah, Benny just put a killer lead on. Just trying to get as close as I can, and then just try to do my best leaders. And just going to be out there and sending it all day. So we'll just try and do what we do, get through as much as we can, and hopefully can sneak our way through.
Yeah, sounds good. Shembry, fire up!
Yeah! Oh, he is fired up. As we head into our next battle, it's going to be Angus Kidd in the Triways Transport Supra. No behind. It's Andreas Skevis there, and he goes too wide after getting back here in the Hi-Tec Oil Series, and he goes out wide, led out there by Angus Kidd with that super fast entry into turn number 1. As we check out the Trials replay, all the angle on for Angus Kidd, and he has to straighten the wheels up there to slow it down, and Andreas just gets sucked in and goes out on turn number 1 and spins out. That's going to be a massive disadvantage, although he is going to get the chance to lead out now. Will Angus Kidd make the same mistake? We'll have to find out. Oh no, Angus Kidd, same issue. Turn number 1 straightens up.
Angus, what happened? We can see a fair bit of damage on the front. You've come into the pits. Where are we at?
Well, there's a little bit of an issue. I'm not too sure exactly what it is, but that time I put the throttle down and just nothing happened. So the boys are going to have a quick look and pull some logs and see what's going on. But in the lead, it was fine. coming off the line, it just felt a little bit doughy, and as soon as I put the foot down to initiate, there was just nothing there. So hopefully it's something little, and it's not a sort of a hidden gremlin that we're going to be facing all weekend.
Well, both going off in the first corner. Looks like the judges are going to say one more time. Not very surprised about that one. So he'll get another chance at this one. Angus Kidd, can he get over that mechanical gremlin there? And it lights the tyres up instantly. The 2J really pushing over 900 horsepower now. And Andreas Skevis makes the first corner this time round. Nice transitions, they come back. Skevis gets the front wheels over the inside curve of the final corner. You can see there the screamer pipe just lets a little bit of pressure off as they finish up. This time, Andreas will lead us out. How fast is he going to push in that first corner? A little bit of nerves maybe setting in there as he grabs it, gets around, and Angus Kidd's get the nose of the Super right up on the inside. And look at him pushing Skevis out wide. And now it looks like those issues are back for Angus Kidd. The car slows down there as he comes onto the front straight, and the win will go to Andreas Skevis this time. Great to have him back here in the Hi-Tec Drift All-Stars. Next up, it's going to be Matt Harvey, who'll be leading away the Tasmanian Kumho Tyres S13 over Jamie Godfrey, who'll have to chase down. And Matt Harvey, no surprise, laying down a huge entry into turn number 1, and he's just got so much control of this car. I know he stepped it up, new Kumho tyres on this weekend, and look at the amount of drive that car has. Great to see them make the trek over again. Back here on the mainland and enjoying the Hi-Tec Drift All-Stars Series. This time though, Jamie Godfrey's going to get his chance to lead. Can he upset Matt Harvey in this one? Godfrey leaving a little bit of a gap there. Matt Harvey, so clinical when he's in the chase. Just puts the nose on the inside. Stays out of the tyre smoke, and with that proximity, not hard to tell that Matt Harvey was going to get the win out of that battle. Now it's going to be a Dale Campaign taking the lead over Mark McTernan. Dale Campaign, our number 1 qualifier here this weekend, coming off some success from South Australia where he was runner-up, and he puts the GH Haulage 1-meter quick into turn number 1, transitions back, maintains that control, and look at him as he makes his way out of the background. McTernan goes off. That will be a big advantage to Campaign as we check out the Tri-Ace replay. It's been a big weekend here for Dale Campaign, the GH Haulage crew. They've had some repairs to do on the car after qualifying. Look at the angle he goes through turn number 1. Huge amounts of speed he has to try and control. I reckon there Mark McTernan has just tried to take that speed and hasn't been able to hold on. And you can see here the transition back, and there's no grip on the front, on the brakes, and slides off behind the Zoo Performance sign. That's very unfortunate. Very hard, though, to take on Dale Campaign with the amount of pace he's shown. This time, though, we'll wait and see what Mark can do as he takes off in the lead this time. Dale Campaign, can he slow his run down to stay behind, or will Mark speed things up? They transition back, Dale Campaign just holding back a little bit, which is risky to get in the smoke there. You can't see what you're doing, and Mark does a nice lead run, but after coming off earlier, Dale Campaign with a big advantage and takes the win in that round. Next up, Jason Ferrin will be leading out over Patrick Barley, the young gun from the Northern Territory. Jason Ferrin did well in South Australia to get on the podium in 3rd position in round number 2. And laying down a strong run here over Patrick Barley, who's just struggling to maintain the pace. Ferrin's R31 looking very, very fast through this front section here at Winton Motor Raceway. Patrick Barley, though, can he speed up the Corvette, or have they just missed the settings this weekend? Throws it in nice and strong. Big angle there, but Jason Ferrin applying the pressure, gets the transition really well. Sticking up on the inside there of Patrick Barley and doesn't let him get away, and with a strong chase run, Jason Ferrin will get the win in this one. James Abbott will lead us out, the Hi-Tec Blaze unit. He's already seen his teammate go through, Scott Shembry. How will he go against Brody Mayer, who's leading the championship at the moment? Struggled in qualifying, Brody Mayer. It's not all going his way this weekend, and it looks like James Abbott opens up a gap on him. And Brody Mayer, uncharacteristically back in the tyre smoke. This one's going to be very interesting. Can he upset James Abbott, or will Abbott be the one who comes out with the advantage on this one? Brody Mayer will lead us away. You can see we're on board with James Abbott there, and he grabs the handbrake, pulls it up to the door of the Bonnie Energy S13. Mayer with a nice transition into the final corner. It's all power down. You see the car start to drive, and Brody Mayer just gets the win over James Abbott. Two very different cars taking on each other now. It's going to be Glenn Omrod in the little Toyota 86 2J Power taking on the big XD of Danny Probert from the Northern Territory and the Barra-powered Falcon. Oh, grabs the handbrake there. The footwork nice there from Danny Probert there as he gets the car locked up sideways. Transitions back with some issues there as the wheel drops off, and Glenn Omrod will drive through nicely in that Toyota 86 to connect the electrical entry. Danny Probert, though, how will he go in the lead run this time? We know he's always very strong when he takes the lead run. Comfortable out there in the XD. It's a big car and a long wheelbase to get these transitions right. And look at him, big pace into the first corner. The ACUG Falcon gets back. Nice angle, gets on the power too, puts the bake on, but the 86 is right there in the back quarter. Doesn't let him get away, and Glenn Omrod will get the advantage and take the win out of that one. Right now, though, we're going to go to a break and be back with you very shortly. Welcome back to Winton Motor Raceway as we head into round number 3 of our Hi-Tec Drift Allstars Series. And next up, it's going to be our Zoo Performance Pro-Am category. They're going to come out on track and battle it out to see who is going to be the winner. Of course, Brian Cruikshank leading the championship at the moment. As we have a look, our top 16 already run and done. And our top 8, there is our championship leader, Brian Cruikshank, who will be taking on Matty Walters. Kieran Ratcliffe will be taking on Jordan Sanderson on the right-hand side of the tree. On the left-hand side, it's Mitch Budd taking on Bo Gagliardi from South Australia, and Matt Murphy taking on Steve Cerrone. Let's have a look at this one. Bo Gagliardi now will lead us out in that V8 power Toyota, and it's got heaps of power on board too. And in the chase, the Zoo Performance Pro-Am will be Mitch Budd. Less than 2 to go. The V8 making so much noise. He carries that huge amount of speed in. It's looking very settled on the car, and Budd has to try and get the nose down the inside. Bo Gagliardi with a nice lead run that time. Mitch Budd just struggling to maintain the pace there. We'll turn him around now, and this time Mitch Budd will lead us out. Bo Gagliardi, how much will he give him a gap in front? Great to see the South Aussie making it over here to Victoria to compete in round number 3. Great shot, see how close Bo is. Gets the nose right up on the guard there of Mitch Budd. Remembering we're in the Zoo Performance Pro-Am category, and look how close these battles already are. Matt Murphy now will take on Steve Cerrone. Murphy will lead us out in the Team Blast R33. Sets it up into the first corner. Big angle there from Cerrone in the background though, mimicking everything Murphy does. So they come out of the final corner. Murphy just starts to drive away. The car looks a lot more gripped up than Cerrone's there. In those final parts, it gets a lot faster through this section. This time Steve Cerrone will lead us out. Matt Murphy needs to maintain that proximity. Cerrone sets himself up nicely. It's smooth through turn number 1. The transition looks good as well. On board, you can see just how close they are at over 100 kilometres an hour. But the advantage, Matt Murphy, just slightly better in the scoring with the judges and will get the win. Kieran Ratcliffe now will lead over Jordan Sanderson. Sanderson having to chase down in that VE Commodore Ute. We've seen a few of them in the drift community getting around the Commodore Utes. Kieran Ratcliffe there in that R33. Much better setup chassis. You can see that looking very, very comfortable there. Gets the transitions done nicely and just maintains that angle through the entire drift. This time though, Jordan Sanderson will take the lead, and when you set your own pace in these cars, sometimes you're just a little bit more comfortable out there. Let's see how Sanderson goes. Throws in the first corner really nicely. It's a transition here, gets it done. Winds on a bit of angle, but Sanderson's right in front, and Ratcliffe gets up on the door there to finish off the drift, and Ratcliffe will get the win out of those two. Here we go, championship leader now leading us out over Matty Walters. The Drift Angry R33, and can he do it here today over Brian Cruikshank, who's been so reliable when it comes to the Pro-Am series. Switchback's nice. Walters just maintains that proximity, doesn't quite get as close as he'd probably like to be, and it's going to be hard to see who's got the advantage out of that one, but Brian Cruikshank looking like he's very comfortable out on track again here this weekend. Matty Walters will lead us out, and something's happened to Brian Cruikshank. It's like he's missed a gear maybe. I think he's missed a gear there, and he's fallen right back, and Walters now will lead away. Big advantage here. As he goes up out of the final corner over the hill, and that's enough advantage for Matty Walters in that lead run to get him the win, and Brian Cruikshank is out. Next up, we move back to our Hi-Tec Oils Pro categories, and of course Dale Campaign will be taking on Scott Shembry. Aaron Jawar, the big Malay, is back over Andreas Skevis. Matty Harvey will be taking on Jason Ferrin, and Brody Mayer will be taking on Glenn Omrod in the Toyota 86. And to kick off our top 8, it's going to be Dale Campaign battling against Scott Shembry in the Hi-Tec Oils 50Z, and issues there for Scott Shembry, and the car straightens up, and Dale Campaign continues on strong through the final quarter, and a big advantage to him. Scott Shembry coming back after round 2. They've had to do a lot of repairs on this car. We check out the Trias replay. Dale Campaign, big angle in the first corner, and Scott Shembry side by side with him. It's here when they go through the transition as Scott gets off the power and lets the car switch back, and it just does not come back on power. So issues there for Scott Shembry in the Hi-Tec Oils 350Z. We'll wait and see. That might be something that he can fix inside the car. Hopefully he can. Well, he's going to take it on. In the lead, you know he doesn't have to get off the accelerator now. Big power there from the twin turbo 350. Look at him go. Nails it, stays hard on the power. The accelerator mashed to the firewall, and look at the smoke show. The blaze unit is back, and somewhere in the background is Dale Campaign. Shembry spins out over the final line and pulls it up parallel with the wall, and there'll be a moment there where everyone takes a big breath. Let's check out the Tri-Ace replay. This one's going to be one to watch on board with Dale Campaign as he's smoked out, but he manages to stay there, just guessing where Shembry's going to be. Has to straighten a little bit on that corner. This final corner, though, let's check this one out. Shembry, huge amount of angle, and turns the car around, and for a moment there, Campaign goes through the smoke, and he will get the win out of this one. I say that's from the lead run that Dale Campaign had earlier. Unfortunately, the chase not on for Shembry. Aaron Jawar's back, though, the big LS-powered Jawar monster, and look at it smoking the tyres off the line. Skevis has a bit of work to do in this one. Jawar just on and off the throttle with ease. It just got power whenever he wants it. Drives away from Skevis. Nothing wrong there from Skevis' chase run, but Jawar just with the power and grip. Look at the gap that he can just open up here on the Tri-Ace replay. You can just hear him modulate the throttle nicely. Doesn't leave Skevis much room there, I think, on turn number 2 either to put his nose in. Might be a bit of a deduction from the judges. We'll wait and see how they see that one, because now Skevis is going to get the chance to lead. Jawar, a very different animal when he's got to chase down. We've got to slow the car down. It loves being up in the big RPM, but what will he do? Skevis in his unfamiliar car with the RB power. He loves the SRs, but he's got RB power on board this weekend, and starts to drive away. This one's going to be close. I can't call this one. Both cars doing phenomenal lead runs. So we check out the Tri-Ace replay. Get on board with Jawar. The bright orange cockpit there, and listen to the LS power on board. Hardly touching that accelerator in the right foot with the onboard camera. This was a good battle between these two, and by the slimmest of margins, the judges have ruled Aaron Jawar the winner out of that battle. Here we go, Matt Harvey, who's been so strong this weekend once again. Can he get back onto the podium where he's used to being, the Tasmanian? Jason Ferrin coming off a podium at the last round. Wow, how close was that? How close on the transition as Ferrin stays in the back. He's wide, he's got a wheel off on the dirt, but he holds in there with Matt Harvey. Did not get off the accelerator for Ferrin. Really risking everything in the wagon there. Wants to go through to this next round. We're in the top 8 at the moment. Wants to make the top 4. Look how close that was. Just exchanging a little bit of paintwork maybe there. The slightest amount. Nice lead run from Matt Harvey. Clinical once again from him. This time, though, it's going to be Jason Ferrin to lead out. We know how fast he likes to go. Over 500 kilowatts of barra power on board. No drama to haul that R31 around the corners. Harvey sticking it to the door as Ferrin starts to drive away a little bit. Opens a gap up coming out of the final couple of corners. And nothing wrong with what Harvey did, but maybe Ferrin just a little bit faster there and maybe an advantage as we check out the Tri-Ace replay. They go through the gears and Ferrin just throws it in with a whole heap of angle, but look at a squat down, those Tri-Ace tyres being tortured by the wagon. But it grips up and slingshots it out of the corner here. Opens up a little bit of a gap on Matt Harvey, transitions a little bit later than Jason Ferrin. And there we go, Jason Ferrin with the advantage and will get the win out of that battle. Glenn Omerod is going to take the lead now over Brody Mayer in our top 8. Brody Mayer, uncharacteristically tough run this weekend. And Glenn Omerod, well, he's just been putting back-to-back clinical runs together, doing exactly what the judges wanted to see. And look how close that was in the transition. The Connect Electrical 86, though, laying down a solid lead run, and Brody Mayer taking it to him. As we check out the Tri-Ace replay, he looks over Brody Mayer, just trying to get his proximity right, looking for that back quarter. Throws it in. So has to use a little bit of handbrake. Right up on the back corner, staying out of the smoke. Good chase run there from Brody Mayer, as you can see, very comfortable. The car just wanted to go exactly where he wants to put it at the moment. They had quite a bit of damage on this car to fix up this weekend. This time though, Brody Mayer, we know how fast the Bonnie Energy S13 can be. Throws into turn number 1. Omerod has just stepped it up this weekend, and look at it. Mayer just opens up a tiny bit of a gap on Omerod. Stuck there in the smoke, and Glenn Omerod will manage to get that chase run done over Brody Mayer, who's really just got back on track at the moment after qualifying this weekend. And look at this as he goes into the turn number 1. Nice amount of grip there. The car transitions nicely. Huge angle there as he throws it back, but leaves the gap there for Omerod to close down if he wants to straighten up a bit. And taking a huge scalp that time, Glenn Omerod getting the win.
Brody's shattering moment. Obviously, we're out. We've got Jason Ferrin still in from the top 3. He's going through to the top 4. Matt Harvey's out as well. Yeah. Bit of a championship shake-up. How are you feeling?
I look, to be honest, with how we started yesterday, going in the wall on the very first lap after that diff braking, smashing a tail shaft in qualifying, contact this morning with Jabet and smashing a rim off it and bending the rear end. To make it this far, I think it's just a credit to everyone involved. Obviously, not our best day in the office, but, you know, we've obviously done well the first 2 rounds, and if this is as bad as it gets, it's not that bad.
Yeah, and look, you're always soldiering on, and the next round's going to be a ripper. He's a hug from Cookie. Yeah, Matty, unfortunately, taken out by the Purple People Eater.
Yeah.
How you feeling? Give us a rundown on the run.
I did everything I could. Unfortunately, we just lacked a little bit in power, to be honest. Coming around, obviously the last section is all about power. So unfortunately, we just didn't have enough power. We have 150 kilowatts down on the old Barra. So it's we did really good this weekend. It's points, which is good. So we'll be ready again for next round of Queensland.
Yeah. So when you say the power, just for the people at home, were you surprised at the... I mean, I did have a bit of a look at the run, and he did get a good sort of pull on you in that section. You do have good grip in the car. Is it something that maybe if you battled him again, you could switch in a bit earlier and try and get up on it, or is it literally just that's it and there's not enough power?
It's obviously you can do like little things, like I could have maybe, if I really wanted to, jump to the ripper strip to try and get on the power a bit quicker, but at the end of the day, 150 kilowatts is a lot of power. Like, it's over 200, 300 horsepower, so it's going to always be that difference of power versus grip. And obviously you had both, where I didn't have the power, but I had the grip, so... Yeah. No.
Well, it's always a pleasure having you and the family coming all the way over from Tasmania, so thanks again for that, and we'll see you next round. Yeah, go another step again.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Matty.
Yeah, tough luck there from Matt Harvey as we move into our Zoo Performance Pro-Am Top 4 next. And Bo Gagliardi from South Australia will take on Matty Murphy from the ACT. And Kieran Ratcliffe, our number 2 qualifier, taking on Matty Walters, who actually qualified 18th this weekend. So he's done a fantastic job to work his way up into the top 4. Here we go, Matt Murphy will be taking the lead over Bo Gagliardi. We'll have to wait and see what this one's going to be. The RB Power taking on the Big LS. They throw it in the first corner. Matt Murphy just really lays it down. Gets the transition done, but Gagliardi closes the gap up. Murphy leaving him a little bit of room for Gagliardi to get in there on the back quarter and just drives away a little bit over the final section. As they come up over the hill, we'll check out the Tri-Ace replay now. The Team Blast R33 of Matt Murphy just starts to pull away. And Gagliardi being very comfortable there, getting the angle in right. Murphy with a nice transition, and Gagliardi just mimics that as they go through the second corner. The final corner, it's a big power through this corner as they head up the top of the hill, and Gagliardi goes out a little bit wide, loses Murphy for just a fraction there as they head up over the hill. This time Gagliardi though, he likes to go fast around here. He's really enjoying this front section layout here at Winton Motor Raceway. And look at him try and open the gap up. It's a huge gap. Murphy left behind. He's going to have to do something here. He's going to have to sacrifice maybe a little bit of angle to close it up, and he does. Look at him closing it up in the final section, but Gagliardi opened it up early, and big speed as Murphy drops the wheel over and loses the rear bar. Check out the Tri-Ace replay. Listen to the wind go over the car as they throw it in at over 140 kilometres an hour. Good transition there from Gagliardi, and Murphy just catching up through the back section of this battle, and Bo Gagliardi will take the win. Next up, it's going to be Kieran Ratcliffe and Matty Walters to battle it out in this top four for the Zoo Performance Pro-Am. In the lead, it's going to be Kieran Ratcliffe in that R33. Matty Walters behind, no issue there, staying with him, and now all of a sudden a straight and issues for Matty Walters. The Drift Angry R33 with some issues there that time, and Kieran Ratcliffe will go through and finish off his lead run nicely. So check out the Tri-Ace replay. Turn number one's nice there for Matty Walters. And on the transition here, again we see him get off the power to let the car transition. It just doesn't want to fire back up. Some issues there, and we'll wait to find out what might be going on with Matty Walters' car. He's going to have to come out and do a lead run though. This one's going to be tough when you know you're at a disadvantage. How angry will he want to drift? Matty Walters in the lime green R33 as he leads away. Look at this, huge angle into turn number one. He's got nothing to lose now. The transition's good this time. Stays on the power. Ratcliffe doing everything he can to stay with him. Proximity's pretty good from Ratcliffe. Well, the judges are going to have to talk about that one, see who they want to send through into the battle for 1 and 2 as we check out the Tri-Ace replay. This time round, it was all good for Matty Walters. No issues there as they go into turn number 2. Big disadvantage from his chase run, though. Bit of a shame there for Matty Walters in the Drift Angry R33. Hopefully, he'll do it right in the next round, because Kieran Ratcliffe's going to be the one who's going to battle it out for the top step on the podium. And he'll be taking on Bo Gagliardi. That's going to be very interesting in the Zoo Performance Pro-Am category. Now we move on to the top 4 for our Hi-Tec Oils Pro Series. And Dale Campaign will be taking on Aaron Jouard. This one's going to be a really tough battle. And Jason Ferrin against Glenn Omerod in that very agile 86. Here we go. How fast does Dale Campaign want to throw it in this weekend? Because he knows he's got Aaron Jouard on his tail. No drama for speed there for Jouard. Look at the S14 gripped up and all the power that he needs. The mullet just going in the wind under the helmet. Stays right with Dale Campaign through that drift. Check out the Tri-Ace replay. Campaign knows what he needs to do. He needs to be very, very fast. And look at the angle from Jouard in the background. Dale Campaign, though, with a nice transition. He just lost him a little bit there, Jouard, in that transition. Unfortunately, opens up a gap now for Dale Campaign, who maintains his line. Be the slight things that the judges are looking for. It's not what they're doing right, it's the little things that the drivers are doing wrong. So that one's going to be very tough to pick, but maybe a little bit of an advantage there for Dale Campaign as we switch over lead drivers, and the tyre smoke already coming off the back of the S14 of Aaron Jouard, and Jouard Performance LS powered car. Number 13, look at the smoke screen he's putting on. Campaign gets the wheel up on the inside, keeping that proximity. Look at him, they go door to door as they come over the final corner. Jouard so fast in that car, but Dale Campaign not letting him get away as we check out the Tri-Ace replay. We're on board with Dale Campaign. already up in tyre smoke for Jawar. They do the transition. He doesn't know where he is. He just has to transition and hope that is where Jawar is, but he mimics everything. So they head over the final corner, and there's the difference in the proximity there, I think, through turn number 2 where they do the transition. We'll wait to see what the judges say. It's a one more time. They're going to go again, and we love seeing these two go at it again. Aaron Jawar chasing him down, not letting him get away this time. Look at the transition. Jawar, too much angle, stalls the car out, and Dale Campaign keeps on going. Aaron Jawar manages to get back on track there. That was really good from Aaron Jawar there, just to come out of that where he really stalled the car out and get that speed back on, showing the amount of grip the car has as we get on board with Aaron Jawar in the chase run. It's here, he's got a lot of angle there. Yeah, look at the grip as he stands on the accelerator. Just catches back up to Dale Campaign, and it's a luscious mullet, isn't it, that hangs out the bottom of that helmet. We can see there on the onboard shots. This time Aaron Jawar is going to lead us out. Dale Campaign. Oh, he's so sideways. Jawar, he doesn't have to throw it in there to get it sideways with the wheel spin. It's gone. And now the smoke screen's on. He didn't change tyres between these runs either. I'm so surprised they've still got tread on them. And Dale Campaign is so confident here this weekend. He is just staying right beside every competitor, no matter how much smoke they put out. Let's look on board here with Dale Campaign. He can't see anything at that stage. Now he's right up on the back corner. It's where you've got to be to know where the car in front is. You get too far behind, you lose him in the smoke, and it pays off for Dale Campaign as he gets the win, and we'll move on to the battle for number 1 again. We'll have to wait and find out. Next up, though, this one's going to be who's going to be his opponent. Jason Ferrin taking on Glenn Omerod, who leads us out in the Connect Electrical 86. And Glenn Omerod, that is so agile, that 86. Jason Ferrin with a much larger, bigger wheelbase car there. But look at the speed it has. It just has so much grip. I know they've been doing a lot of work with the Acostal setup there from Jason Ferrin. As we check out the Trias replay, nice angle there from Glenn Omerod in the 86. Jason Ferrin puts the nose in the gap, and look at the transition there. It just mimics him perfectly. Again, look at the wagon. The attitude as the weight shifts on it. You can see the suspension movement. Glenn Omerod doing absolutely nothing wrong, but Jason Ferrin really taking it to him as the chase car. Can Glenn Omerod do the same to Jason Ferrin? As Ferrin leads out this time in the R31. Big speed again. Glenn Omerod now just needs to get up on the door. He's got plenty of quarter to catch up on. There he goes. Look at him side by side with Ferrin. They transition back, but up over the hill, and Ferrin starts to open up the tiniest of gaps. And will that be the difference? The tiny difference in the chase run as we have a look at the Tri-Ace replay. Look at the amount of smoke coming out the back of Jason Ferrin's barrel wags. Glenn Omerod for a moment there in turn number 2 got right up on the back quarter. It's a big purple quarter, you can see it. And look at that, he is a happy driver there, Jason Ferrin, as the arm comes out the window. And Jason Ferrin will get the win to take on his mate Dale Campaign in the final.
Yeah, Jason, got the snap, got the emulation, got the smoky boy. We're through.
All I need now is a working clutch.
Yeah, well, maybe we don't fix it. Mate, what a ripper. We've got Aaron and Dale still out, anticipation's still there. You're in the show, you're up there for top 2, this is it.
Yeah, will we get the snail, or will we get the
smoky boy?
The smoky boy, that's the question.
Either way, it's going to be a ripper battle. Congrats, you got the clutch is still coming down.
Clutch is still going. I honestly did not think we'd make it past the top 16 of our first battle. So massive shout out to the clutch. And I've also got a shout out to all the mamas out there on Mother's Day. You got the 3 boys there, and Danny look after them right now. They're amazing. So let's do it for them. Let's do it.
Worst case scenario, what happens at the end of the day?
No matter what happens, we'll be getting on the beers at that pub with all the boys, having a good time.
That's it, mate. Good luck.
We got some big battles coming your way to decide who's going to be on the top step of the podium here at the Hi-Tec Drift Allstars Series. We'll be back very shortly with those battles after this break. great to be back here at Winton Motor Raceway for round number 3 of the Hi-Tec Drift Allstars Series. We have the final 4 run and decided now to battle it out for the podium positions. It's going to be some exciting battles. So fantastic to have everyone back here in Victoria joining us. The Zoo Performance Pro-Am is going to get underway first with Matt Murphy taking on Matt Walters for that 3rd place on the podium. And it's going to be Bo Gagliardi and Kieran Ratcliffe to see who's going to be number 1 here this weekend. Let's get these battles started. For 3rd position in the Zoo Performance Pro-Am category, Matt Murphy taking on Matty Walters. The two Matts are going to battle it out. Matty Walters has been having some issues there with the nitrous in this LS-powered R33. But Matt Murphy, no dramas in the RB-powered R33 in front of the Team Blast car. And look at this one, nice transition, flow through nicely. The judges will be liking that one. Matty Walters just unable to maintain that proximity in the second half of this battle as we check out the Tri-Ace replay. As this transition here gets back on and Matt Murphy just starts to drive away. I'm not quite sure how much grip he's finding out of that car, but it just has a lot of pace on those flowing 2 corners coming out of the drift. Judges undecided at this point, but it was very close. Remember, we are in Pro-Am. They're only running the radial style tyres like your road car. Matt Walters gets it in nicely in the Drift Angry R33, and Matt Murphy needs to get right up at the door, and he tries to. Walters now opens up a little bit of a gap, and Matt Murphy. Maybe Walters just stalls it out there on the final corner and Murphy closes it up. The Tri-Ace replay will show us exactly what happened. As Walters goes in nicely, a little bit of room there left for Murphy. As they transition back here, you can see very similar angle, but Walters not leaving enough room there for Murphy to put the nose in, but he goes out wide as a result, and the win will go to Matt Murphy and gets up on the podium here at Winton Motor Raceway for round number 3 of the Zoo Performance Drift All-Star Series. Who's going to be 1 and 2 though? This is what it all comes down to. Bo Gagliardi will have to chase down Kieran Ratcliffe, who was our number 2 qualifier. Will he go all the way as he leads out? Look at him, the proximity side by side through turn number 1 as they transition back. It's good from Gagliardi in the chase run. He gets the nose up. Ratcliffe, big RPM to try and drive away, and Gagliardi is all over him. Check out the Tri-Ace replay. Gagliardi throws the nose in, which is what he needs to do in the chase run. Ratcliffe leaves him enough room to make the judges happy that he's staying on the correct line. But he cannot get away from Bo Gagliardi. Just the speed he has at the moment. Get another angle on this one. Look at the nose comes in. The transition here. They emulate each other. It's nice. A little bit of room there from Ratcliffe left for Gagliardi, and he keeps the nose in there. They transition back together. What a battle. Remembering this is our Zoo Performance Pro-Am category. How tight is it going to be at the top for our Pro Series? We'll have to wait and find out. We're going to turn around though. Bo Gagliardi now will lead us out against Kieran Ratcliffe in this final here of the Zoo Performance Pro-Am. The battle for 1 and 2. Gagliardi, how fast will he push it? Needs to keep it on track. He pushes really hard, goes a little wide. Ratcliffe off in the background trying to keep up with him, goes really, really wide, and the car spins out. Bo Gagliardi with a huge advantage in the lead run, and Ratcliffe from our number 2 qualifier. What a moment here as we check out the Tri-Ace replay. Gagliardi has been really fast this weekend, and Ratcliffe tries to maintain the pace, and you can see it go wide there in the tyre smoke. And we saw Ratcliffe here trying to hold on to it. The car transitions back. He's in the smoke. He doesn't know exactly where Gagliardi is, but you can hear the V8 in front, and he spins out from Ratcliffe. Big advantage to Bo Gagliardi that time. He was our number 9 qualifier. He's worked his way through all the battles now, and our winner, and the first time on the top of the podium, will be Bo Gagliardi in that LS-powered Toyota. As we have a look at our championship points in the Zoo Performance Pro-Am, Brian Cruikshank holds on to that number 1 position, with Matt Murphy now moving up into 2nd, and Bo Gagliardi, after 2 rounds out of the 3 competing, in 3rd position. And of course, Bo Gagliardi. Come on, big round of applause for him. Pop the champagne.
grab everything we've got. We've got a skateboard there. We've got a big check as well, mate. Look, third position here at Winton Motorsport Park.
Yeah, we've done pretty well. We had a few problems this afternoon and snapped a tow rod in the rear end. We put some booger welds on it and she held together, so we're here now, but it was good. Got to give out a massive thank you to Exidi for helping me out, getting us here, and Zoo Performance, of course. They're helping out all the drifters make this happen, and good to be on the podium.
Where's your crew?
My mum, my dad, my mates over there, they've all came out, helped me out. Dad's here at every event, he hasn't missed one. My partner wasn't able to be here, Piper, which I'm a bit spewing about, but she's been watching the live stream, she's wrapped. I wouldn't be here without JDR Motorsports keeping that car singing. High Spool, he's provided the turbo, that thing is on song. And then Finesse keeping it shiny, Zoo giving us all the parts we need. You know, we got Sydney Truck and Trailers as well, supporting us. BT Tyres, all the tyres in the world.
Time for one of these. I've been waiting a long time for this big check. I don't care how much it's got on it, I just like that it's big.
Are you going to try and bank it?
Probably not, it'll probably all go in the pub tonight, but either way it's going to be good.
Mate, a big smile on your face all weekend. What's it like coming over here to Winton?
Yeah, look, it's pretty wild. It was pretty close to pulling the pin on drift, and Zoo Performance gave us a little nudge last round and said it was good enough to get us back out, and here we are. So massive thanks to the family, the team, the sponsors, Raceworks, Atkins Auto. Look, it's just been wild, and can't wait to do it all again.
Well, now we look at our Hi-Tec Oils Pro category, and of course the battle for third position is going to be between Aaron Jouar and Glenn Omerod, and the final between the mates, Dale Campaign taking on Jason Ferrin, the tortoise and the hare. We'll have to wait and see how that one unfolds. Right now, though, the battle for third position here, and Aaron Jouar, the big LS taking on the very nimble 2J powered 86 of Glenn Omerod, and look at Aaron Jouar trying to drive away with huge pace, and Omerod not going anywhere, going through the smoke and emerging out the other side alongside him as Jouar lays down the power and tries to get away from him over the top of the hill, and there it is, the red 86 in the background. The Tri-Ace replay will show it here. We're on board with Glenn Omerod. It's got to be ominous when you can see how sideways the car is off the line and still accelerating away, but Glenn Omerod risking it all and just staying into the throttle there, not wanting to let Aaron Jouar get away. Nice proximity there, very hard to do against someone like Aaron Jouar, because if you get caught in that tyre smoke, so hard to see where you're going. Check it out as we slow it down there, just grabs the handbrake from Jouar for a second there. Angles it in, gets a nice transition, but he's up over the ripple strip, and that is going to be interesting from the judges there, because the lead car needs to leave a little bit of room for our chase car to get the nose in. So our judges will be looking at these slow motion replays and trying to figure out who they're going to give the advantage to in that run. Glenn Omerod will lead us out now, though. And Aaron Jouar will have to make up, I think, for that little indiscretion we saw on the lead run. Omerod throws it in nicely. There's a little bit of room for Jouar, who's got no drama with speed. The transition there is early. Jouar doesn't get a lot of angle there on that transition. Maybe lost a bit. Not comfortable with the pace. Glenn Omerod, though, nice and clean as they go over the top of the hill and finish off this battle. Check out the Tri-Ace replay. Let's get on board with Aaron Jouar. Just so easy for that car, isn't it? It's barely up in the RPM till he gets into the first corner. Just having a look here. He does want on the angle a little bit late there for Aaron Jouar. No drama as he puts a smoke show on for the crowd here at Winton Motor Raceway. Our battle for third position here in our Hi-Tec Oils Pro category, and who will take the win? We'll wait and find out. Our judges are deliberating as we check out another Tri-Ace replay. They are side by side at this point. Nice transition from Glenn Omerod, where we see Aaron Jouar just a little bit late on that transition. He's shallow, Glenn Omerod, on that second corner, but not as shallow as what Aaron Jouar was in the previous lead run. Our judges looking at every tiny detail, and the win will go to Glenn Omerod in the 86 and a podium. He's going to be super happy about that. The friends are going to go at it. The tortoise and the hare now. Dale Campaign leading out over Jason Ferrin. You decide who is who. Look at Campaign laying down big speed there, and Ferrin staying with him. No surprise, he'll be pushing him for every little inch on the racetrack. Oh, Ferrin there transitions early. Gets caught up for a second. Oh, no contact made, and Ferrin will go off into the tyre barrier. That is going to be interesting on board, because I think a little bit of contact made, but after the finish line, these two guys are taking it door to door. As we check out the Tri-Ace replay here, Ferrin throws it in, a little bit of handbrake to pull it up, doesn't want to make contact like last round. They transition nicely here. Campaign leaves the gap there. Ferrin doesn't need to use it. He's right there. They transition back, but he gets shallow here, and he hits the ripple strip, and it unsettles the big R31 wagon. He's right up on the quarter there, and I think as Dale Campaign comes out of that one, and Scando's back, just a little bit of contact made with the front of Ferrin's car, and can't do much about that. Once you hit the grass out there, and he slides, obviously part of Dale Campaign's bodywork just flying off, and big impact there into the tyre wall there for Jason Ferrin. And that looks like he will not be able to get that car back out, and Dale Campaign by default will take the win now in round number 3 here of the Hi-Tec Oils Pro category. And if we look at the championship points after today's competition, Brodie Mayer maintains his lead there on 287 points. Jason Ferrin now in 2nd position. Matt Harvey in 3rd. Dale Campaign moving up in 4th. Anybody could take the win as we head into the next round. Right now, though, let's go down to the podium and celebrate with our winners. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll let them pop the champagne. All right, let's go up in, of course. That means that in 3rd position here after that tight battle is going to be Glenn Almirad in the 86. Come and get all this stuff. Look, you got a big check, mate. Hold on to that one. You got your skateboard as well. Look, run us through the Connect Electrical 86 has been on song all weekend.
Yeah, it's been great. Dave's been keeping it up to date. Tyres have been going good. Fuel ready to go. Just happy Mother's Day to Mum. This one's for you. And yeah, just big thanks to Connect Electrical, Custom Craft, Swifts, Rocky Cano, and yeah, big thanks.
Now, Jason Ferrin and the keeper Reed R31 Wags. Come and get your stuff, mate. You've stepped it up again. You've gone up one more position than you did from the bend, and a big smile on your face still.
Yeah, so I got a little headache right now, but apart from that, had a great day. I didn't expect the clutch that was playing up, and we managed to make it last the whole time. We were normally sending it in 4th gear, so we had to drop it back to 3rd, but it still kept its pace, the old girl, and had a great time.
Dale Campaign! Big smile on your face, mate.
Yeah, this is awesome. Definitely not the way you want to go through. Just glad Jason's okay. I think he just got a little bit close to me on the transition we connected, so we'll have to look on the replay. But yeah, big congrats to him. He was so fast through that section. Yeah, who knows which way it would have gone.
Well, after a big weekend here at Winton Motor Raceway, the championship is getting so close at the top of the table. Next off, we head to our penultimate round of the series at Queensland Raceway, round number 4, the 16th and 17th of July. We can't wait to head north to the warmer weather. See you there.